A reminder, kick clear, 2 lengths BRB, Yellow Sam, Bello Riche, but it's all Nunthorpe in the closing stages, and Nunthorpe holds on to win it by a neck, Yellow Sam. Frigid with a big buffer from Affordable, Pitch and Ungarrett, Chico, Shandon, Burge. It is all Frigid. Frigid 100 metres to go in splendid isolation, trotted in. Frigid by 4. 150, a length and a half, Legacies, Heads, Little Bros, V8 holding on, V8 won the McNeil, 3/4 Legacies, Photo third. With 150 to go, Paracel kick from Benedetta, Paracel, Benedetta gets the better of Paracel and she won! Benedetta from... Devoted over the top, the favourite, here to shot just in front, Devoted driving, favourite got there, Devoted a half length here to...
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, for Group 2 Stakes Day, also featuring the Atlantic Jewel and the McEwen. Very confident on a couple on this card. A lot of horses that are really, really hard to beat. And yeah, quite confident on a couple in this card. And before we get into the preview, I just wanted to say sorry that the preview is going up so late. It's just been an absolutely chaotic week this week, but happy to be able to get it done and hopefully getting some winners on this card. So let's get into the preview and find them.
Race number 1 at Moonee Valley is a 3-year-old handicap over the 1,500 metres, and I've got Autumn Angel on top, and this is going to be very popular on race day. It's already been well backed. It's now 2.30 favourite, and I think it's going to be winning here for the Peter Mooney, Kath Coleman combination with Billy Egan in the saddle, right down in the weights, stormed away to win last start. And on debut, ran second to Legacies, who came out and ran well last weekend. Barrier 3 is perfect for this horse. Will settle up just behind the leaders, I'm hoping. If it gets that position, look out. It'll win by a space. Apulia for second. Was a big winner last start, though. Was never going to lose. The money was on and it was a big win, breaking its maiden, but didn't beat anything. Fist of Fury has been running well this campaign. A little disappointing last start, and I want to see how it goes this start. And Dual Pressure I thought could run well, but Autumn Angel, race 1 Moonee Valley, it's your winner, 40 the win. Race number 2 at Moonee Valley is a benchmark 70 over the mile, and I've got Ubitsa on top, right down the bottom for Jamie Carr and Michelle Payne here. Drawn barrier number 5, was a dominant winner on debut and hasn't run too badly. It's last 3, running 4th at each occasion. 2 starts ago, ran on the synthetic, running 4th, then ran on the synthetic again, running 4th, and then first start on the turf, and it ran 4th. And it was a good run. Jamie Carr takes the ride. Gets the weight down to the 56 after the last start, carrying 59 for Michelle Payne, so drops 3 kilos. And I think this horse is, a good chance here at $9. Sock it on for second. The New Zealander coming over, I thought could run well for Damien Oliver. The Creator goes forward, always a place to be at the Valley. 58 Coast Bowie Mertens, Michael Price McKenzie Jr. and Place of Gold for 4th. But I've got Ubitsa on top, race 2 Moonee Valley. I like its chances, 15 the win. Race number 3 is a 3-year-old and up, benchmark 70, handicap over the 2,040 metres, and I've got Magnus Spin on top for Leon and Troy Coulsons and Blake Shin from barrier number 2, should go to the lead comfortably. Did that last start over 25 metres, and actually ran really well in running third over 2,500 metres at benchmark 78 at the Valley. Prior to that, won at the 2,040 on the leader bias track. But, you know, even having said that, you know, it's going to go forward. It's probably going to lead here. Blake Shin in the saddle, hard fit, in form. I'm really confident on this horse. Actually, I think it's the one to beat. Superstock, the clear danger for Craig Williams. Rhodes Magnus Spin last start, but chooses to ride Superstock. Can run really well. Won at this 2,000 Moonee Valley last start. Allure to Qua can run really well for Henry Dwyer. Will Price, 2 on the trot, looking for 3, and Arabica. I was with this horse last start, was only first up, and can improve, but would need to. Magnus Spin, race 3, Moonee Valley, 30 the win. Race number 4 at Moonee Valley is a handicap over the 1,200 metres, and I've got Recommendation on top for Carly and Heffel, and the Mar Eustace combination drops a stack in weight from last start. Now down to the 53, further downgraded in weight with a 1.5 kg claim for Heffel, down to the 51.5. And I think it's just the one to beat here. Was unlucky first up, should have won. If it had won that, it would a weight penalty here. Didn't. Ran a close second. Gets the weight off. And I think he'll be just winning here. Barrier number 4. Perfect. Settles prominently. $1.70. Probably at its long tooth in the price. But against this field, probably should even be a bit shorter, but it'll win. Corner pocket for second. I so wanted to put him on top, but I just couldn't. Not with being first up and with that kind of a weight. I mean, he can carry the weight. He's consistent, and he will go forward from the barrier. But I think Recommendation's a smart horse. Savannah Cloud always tries the hardest, and Stageman for 4th. Recommendation for mine. Race 4 Moonee Valley. 50 the win and 10 the place on Corner Pocket. Race number 5 at Moonee Valley is the listed Mckenzie Stakes over the 1,200 metres, and I've got Steparty on top. I'm not taking him on. I'm with him. Pro Prescott, Johnny Allen, 3 from 3. Barrier number 4, Residual Race Fitness. Hello. I'm quite confident on his chances to win this. And he does have residual fitness coming through the winter racing. Has been dominant in every time we've seen him on the track. The sprint trip doesn't worry him, even though they think he'll be better over further, either the Caulfield Years or a Cox Plate. He's won over the sprint trip twice, and I think he can resume with a win here. Pretty confident in his chances. Brave Mead is a listed winner already and did go around in the sides and sitting at Group 1 level. Mark Zara takes the ride here and can run well from barrier number 7. Introducing your likely leader, goes forward from barrier number 2 for Geordie Childs, and Gay Woodhouse and Adrian Botton does come through some pretty good stakes racing in Sydney. And Amur, he just needs more ground. From barrier number 1, probably not the best barrier for him, considering he's going to get back. But Steparty on top of the Mckenzie, 35 the win. Race number 6 at Moonee Valley is a listed Atlantic Jewel Stakes over the 1,200 metres, and I think this is a pretty good horse in Charmstone. Damien Lane in the saddle was a big win first up, beating Skirt the Law, who did win the Millions. There's a bit of form there, and who is a good horse. But back onto Charmstone, Damien Lane has a real affinity with this horse, and the stable have got a high opinion of it, and I think that this is a Group 1 horse. And if it's a Group 1 horse, should be taking care of these pretty easily, and I think it'll be doing so here. And I'm pretty confident in its chances being Charmstone. Inhibitions for second was a big win last start. Should have won first up in Sydney. Ben Mallum retains the ride for James Cummings. Barrier number 6, interesting. Can settle handy, but will be settling maybe a bit further back than people would place it. Pride of Sullivan only looks to know 1 speed, goes forward, but a career over the 1,200. And Treasure Way I thought could run really well, really consistent for Jamie Carr and Jason Warren. But Charmstone for mine, Group 1 potential, ought to be winning this. Race number 7 at Moonee Valley is a benchmark 100 over the 2,040 metres, and the clear one to beat Berkeley Square. Dan O'Sullivan, Jai McNeil, 1,400 metres, too short first up. Bad barrier last start, got it beat, but what a run it was in running third. Now third up, back to Moonee Valley where it won the Vars. Proven, grouped and listed performed horse. Only lightly raced, having the 9 starts, having the 4 wins, and I think he'll score again here, and he's been well back, and I can see why. Confident he can win this. Future history, 4th up, hard fit. Carleen Heffel, just a career where it gets to. Gold Trip, looking for further in a wet track, though. He could be good enough to blow this field away first up. And Young Werther, I'd like to know it would be a run on track. Well, it's going to have to be for Berkeley Square to win, but just a query with barrier number 1, considering he'll be getting back. And he does have the big weight. But Berkeley Square for mine. On top, quite clearly, 30 the win. Race number 8 at the Valley is the Group 2 McEwen Stakes over the 1,000 metres. They're going to go hard here. And the horse that's going to set it up for is Giga Kick. Even though if he jumps it a little bit slow from the barrier, I still think he'll be too good for them. Last 2 starts came in Group 1s, winning both of them in the All-Age Stakes in Sydney and the Durman 10,000 over 1,200 metres, and going from 14 to 12 was a good play. First up here for Craig Williams, and he's in for a big spring, Craig, with this horse and Mr. Brightside. 7 from 10. He's a star. He's a sprinting star, and he's clearly the one to beat here. Rothfire for second. The 1,000 metres probably is the best suited to. He's the best horse suited to the 1,000 metres in this race, probably with Giga Kick probably wanting further. But I still think it'll be too classy. Imperator is always happy to take on at the odds. All its forms over 1,200 and beyond, so happy to take on. And Zoo Style will be flying out in front and could steal it. But Giga Kick for mine, too classy for this field. 60 the win. Race number 9 at Moonee Valley is the Group 2 John F. Feehan Stakes win, and you're in the Cox Plate over the mile, and I'm with Globe. Really confident in this horse to win here. 4 from 4. Doesn't know what he's doing. He was that impressive, and he was constantly winning by a big margin, big space. They booked Jamie Carr. Wide enough barrier to just settle. Handy enough, but to have the sweeping run into it coming around the bend, and I just don't think they'll beat him, and we'll see Globe lightweight in the Cox Plate. Exciting. But the one I think is really over the odds here was Forgot You. What has this horse done wrong? He was first up the other day. He ran a cracker. Dan Moore Stakes. He's on a beautiful barrier, and he's $34. I can't understand that. He's 3 from 3 at the Valley, which helps. Pinstripe was good coming through the Lawrence last start, running second behind Brightside, who did win the Mckenzie last Saturday. And Goldman, I thought, could run really well. Looking for 5 in a row, and I think he could get it here. He's over the odds of $15, but 40 the win on Globe, 7 each way on Forgot You in the Feehan. And race number 10 to finish the day at Moonee Valley. It is a benchmark 90 handicap over the mile. And Hennessy Lad, he was a good winner last start at the Valley. And I think he'll do it again here for the Peter Moonee and Kath Coleman combination, who look to bookend the card. Drawn barrier 11, so a little bit sticky, but he gets back anyway. So that's not really a concern for mine. Lightweight plummet here from going up in grade. Carried a big weight last start, now carries a lighter weight here. Open favourite, I can see why. He's the one to beat for mine. Russian Ronnie, second up, can improve for Winona Costin with Gay Woodhouse and Adrian Bott. First Immortal, Blake Shin first up. I think the mile's a little bit too short for it, but I'm interested to see how it goes. And She's Fit comes over from WA for Dan Morton. Books Craig Williams, so interesting to see how that horse goes. But it's all Hennessy Lad here. Race 10, Moonee Valley, 40 the win. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Group 2 Feehan Stakes Day. I'm looking forward to this card. Really confident in a couple on this card, and I'm sure to be swimming in the winners again like I have been recently. Quite confident I can keep that going. But yeah, excited for this card. Spring is really and truly here now. And we look forward to the Group 1 Maccabi Diva Stakes Day next Saturday. But we've got to get through this first. Who'll win their way into the Cox Plate? Let's see how this meeting goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.